welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name's Deb and this is Learn with Mr. Deb. Today we're going to look at the product life cycle. I'm going to explain to you what the product life cycle is, how it works and why a business needs to be aware of it. First thing I'm going to have to tell you is a product doesn't always go through all the different stages I'm going to be explaining to you. So it might not happen to go through all the stages. So I'm going to go through the first stage a product is going through in the life cycle. There's two things we measure, sales and time, okay? And it's spread across a period of time, as you can see. So the first stage is the introduction. This is the stage when the product is first introduced into the market. As the product is first introduced, sales is normally very low, and it's because it's just been introduced. Sales is low, however, they will invest a lot of money into the product because it's at that point where the product needs to be made aware of to the customers. Then it hits the growth stage. At the growth stage, the business starts to accumulate sales. And so investment in the product is still very high, but not as much as the introduction stage. But there's going to be a lot of marketing going on. And then we get to the maturity stage. At the maturity stage is where the product makes the highest amount of sales. And that is the place where the business would like the product to be at and keep it at for long as possible. And the key to this is you want it to get to the maturity stage as quick as you can and keep it there for as long as you can. They're the two things that you want to do. At the maturity stage, the business is making the most sales. That's when the business will reap benefits from the investment in the business in the product. So you want to keep it at the maturity stage. After the maturity stage, if the business goes into or the product goes into the next stage, we call it the saturation stage. Saturation is when the sales start to decline. At that particular moment, the business might want to reinvest money into the product, pump loads of money into the marketing, and then bring it back into the maturity stage. It can do that, and it has happened with products. However, the business might decide at that particular moment that that product is starting to decline and therefore there's no point investing any further money into it. So it hits saturation. Further to that is the decline stage. At the decline stage, the business has lost all faith in the product and sales are at the lowest. At that point, the business will stop marketing it, stop investing in the product, and that will come to an end. So it's gone through introduction, growth, maturity, saturation, and decline. Products will go through all of these stages. Some products will stay at maturity. So there are lots of products currently that we all use, such as Coke, such as Mars, Snickers, that are still at the maturity stage. And the reason they're still at the maturity stage is because they use something called the extension strategy. An extension strategy is a way for a business to keep a product at maturity where they're making the maximum amount of sales. So the kind of things they might do is differentiate. They might differentiate the product from what they originally did. So they might introduce new flavors. So Coke, for example, introduced new flavors such as cherry Coke, which makes the product different and appeals to a different target market. They might change the packaging. They might manipulate the packaging to make it look different and therefore appeal to a different target market or refresh it a little bit. They might rebrand it. So they might call a product a different name, and products are being called different names over the time. So for example, Starburst wasn't called Starburst, it was called Opal Fruits before that. So they rebranded it and then made it almost a new product by giving it a new brand name. They might go into new markets. So they might have already gone into a market and dominated it, and the market is now saturated. There's no more customers to go into. Therefore, what they will do is go into a complete new market altogether. They may also change the pricing. They might go for a lower price, again to appeal to a different target market. Make it cheaper, more customers are going to be able to afford it, so you're going to generate more sales. So these are the strategies a business might use to keep a product at the maturity stage. Please remember, when you're at the maturity stage, you are maximizing sales and you want to keep it at maturity for as long as possible. So this is the product life cycle. Hopefully you've learned something. If you've liked the video, please give it a like, a thumbs up. And if you would like further videos, future videos, please subscribe and write into the comments box. Thank you so much for watching. Take care.